Hello everyone, how are you all? I hope you all are fit and fine at home. So today we will going to start a new chapter, which is chapter number 18, the invention of the wheel. So everybody fast take it out your SS book and take out your chapter number 18. So let's start this chapter. Chapter number 18, the invention of the wheel. Early human beings learn farming. First of all, we will learn about that how they learn farming. We have already read in our last chapter about their life, how they discovered tools, how they discovered fire and what were the uses of fire. So now we will talk about right now early human beings, how they learn farming. One of the biggest achievements of early human being was to learn to grow food grain. It was a very big achievement for them that they learn about that how to grow food grains. For a very long time they used to eat only fruits and roots of the plant. This we have read in last chapter what they used to eat. They used to eat fruits and the roots of the plants. And they would eat the fruits and throw away the seeds. What they used to do? They used to eat the fruits and whatever seeds were there in the fruit, they used to throw them. One day they found that the seeds they had thrown away, it had got into the plants. So what happened? What those seeds after eating fruits they had thrown, what they saw? They saw that where they have thrown the seeds, there that same place their plants has grown. They started collecting seeds and threw them on clean pieces of land. Thus, early human beings learned farming. So how they learned farming? What they did now? They picked up all those seeds after eating the fruit. They started throwing them on the clean piece of land. And how they learned that? How to do the farming. They used stone tools to make the ground soft. Later, they began to use wooden tools to soften the ground or to plow the ground. So what they used to use? They used to use stone tools to make the ground soft so that good farming can be done. Early human beings kept learning from their surroundings. Whatever they used to see, they used to learn from them. They learned that some animals could be tamed and they used these animals as food and for getting milk. What they learned that some animals they can tamed also and animals can be used for the food and for getting milk. They can have the milk also. They tamed cows, sheep and goats. These animals gave them milk. Dogs proved helpful to early human beings in hunting animals. Early human beings used oxen to plow the fields. What they used to use? They used to use which animal? Oxen to plow the field. They began to keep these animals as domestic animals. Now let's talk about the social life of early human beings. Now we will talk about the social life of early human beings. After they learned to grow food grains and use domestic animals, early human beings did not have to spend all time there searching for food. They did not have to go from one place to another in search of food. Now what happened, beta? Earlier they used to go to one place to another place in search of food. But now what happened? After learning that how to grow the food grains and how to use the domestic animals, now they do not need to move from one place to another place in search of food. They did not have to go from one place to another in search of food. They could settle down at one place. Now they know that they can settle down on one place and they can have their good life. They learn to make houses with straw. Now what they are learning? They have learned that how they can make their house with the help of straws, bamboos and skin of dead animals. Later, they used stone to make their houses. After that, they started using stone also to make their houses, because they were stronger than bamboo. See beta, straw, bamboo, sticks, they are not that much strong. But stones are bit stronger than bamboos. So they have learned that how to make the houses with the help of the stones. Early human beings settled near rivers. they found that the soil was softer in river. But they settled near to river. They used to settle near to river, and they found that that area of soil is softer, much then better. Water for farming was available in large quantities from the river. Now for farming, water was available in the river. They could also collect fish and eat it. From river they can collect fish and they can eat that also. The people bathed in river, but of course river water is there, so they can take bath also. They saw some logs of wood floating in the water. Then they saw some logs of woods are floating in the water. They used these logs for swimming. Later they made rafts by tying several logs of wood. Now what they made this kind of rafts by using so many logs of wood. Rafts were useful in carrying things more easily from one place to another place. Early human beings also learned to use hollow trunks of trees as boats. What hollow trunks they started using as boats. Now beta, see how they are learning things. One by one, how they are learning things. They learn things, how to discover fire and how it can be useful. They can eat cooked food. Then they learned how to do farming. Then they started using their tools. Now they have learned that from river they can have soft soil. Not even this, log of woods, with the help of log of woods they made raft, trunk of trees they made boat. Now its learning period is going on, how early human beings learned. Now let's talk about the invention of wheel. How they invent wheel. Traveling long distance on land with heavy load was a problem for early human beings. They tied a few sticks of wood together to form a sledge. See, they form a sledge. After tying few log of wood, they form a sledge. But they have to pull this sledge. And it was also very difficult to pull this sledge. They started carrying loads on sledges. They also used animals to pull the sledge. Now, they also use animals also. Instead of pulling themselves, they also use animals to pull this sledge. The sledge was difficult to pull, but of course beta, see, if wheels will not be there, it is very difficult to pull it. So they try to find some easy method. Now their mind is working and they thinking that we should not use some easy method to pull the sledge. One day they notice a stone rolling down a slope. One day what they noticed, that from slope, stone is rolling. They started to search for something that would roll more smoothly on ground. Now they have started that something should be there which can move very softly on the ground. They took a round log of wood. What they did now, round log of wood they took and put it under the sledge. Now they have cut and they have put the round log of wood under the sledge, down like this. The sledge began to move easily. This was the first wheel invented by man. How they invented the wheel? They invented the wheel and when they saw a stone is moving down from the slope. Early human beings improved on the round log of wood and turned it into the shape of wheels. Now they improved and now they have given that shape of wheel to that log of wood. By putting the wheel under the sledge, they made a wheel cart. Now, after putting wheel under the sledge, it has come to wheel cart. Once the activity to search of food became easier, early human beings started doing other jobs. Now it has become very easy for them, all the things after inventing of the wheel. So now they have started doing other jobs. They started to make pots from clay using a wheel. Now same wheel they are using to making pots, clay pots, which was called the potter's wheel. What they used to call this wheel? It's potter wheel. Now let's talk about the metals. Early human beings found that some objects on river banks were harder than others. Now near to river they found some kind of objects which are very harder than the other things. They heated these objects in fire and made metals like copper. What they did, those objects they heated in the fire and they made it the metal like copper. They used the metal for making sharp tools. Later on, they discovered iron. So with the help of copper, they made other tools. Later on, they discovered iron also. They now cleared jungles for producing more food grains for larger number of people. Now they cleared all the jungles to grow more food grains for the more people. The number of people living at one place also grew. They spent their spare time by dancing and singing. Now after whatever time was spare, they used to dance and sing. They started sharing their happiness and sorrow with fellow human beings. Now what they started, their happiness or their sorrow with each other. Today, human beings have made a lot of progress. See, we all human beings have made lots of progress. You can see that what things we have. We live in such a beautiful house. We have all the things. We have drawing room. We have sofas, dining table. In fact, we have everything. Whatever we require, we have everything. They discovered fire. Now we have gas at our home, right? So we have so many things which has made our life easy. We have developed many means of transport and communication. See, now communication has also developed. They were not having anything. Now we have mobile. We can easily talk to any people at any time. These have made our lives very comfortable. So these all things have made our life very, very comfortable, very easy. So beta, this all was there in this chapter. What we have learned in this chapter? We have learned how early human beings learned farming, the animals they domesticated, how they lived once they settled down, how was the wheel invented. So we have learned all these things in this chapter. So what you all have to do, you all have to read this chapter twice, okay? And you have to tell me in my comment box those have read it. You have to write your name as well. All right? So everybody, this was all for today. We will meet in our next class. Till then everybody, bye-bye. Take care.